What up, what up, what up? What's happening? Que lo que miente. Welcome to Love, Purpose, and Passports. Hope all is well and all are passport ready, a passport getting ready. For those of you that don't know, I am Mr. For those of you that don't know, I am Mr. Pro for You, living in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And look who's with me today. My ride or die, this beautiful lady of mine, from LDR to married living on the west side of Santo Domingo. Miss Pro for You. So how you doing today, Miss Pro? Looking very beautiful. Got me all in a good mood and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I had to do the intro a couple times and finally got it right. Ooh, that thing distracted me. So, to all the new subscribers, the new people new to the channel, bienvenidos. We here for you. So what kind of things are we here for them? You know what? Let's give a shout out to David. Remember David hollered at us, you know, with the consultation. Brother, it was a pleasure to talk to you. We enjoyed getting you ready. You know, this brother is coming to Santo Domingo soon. So he wanted to holler at us, you know, to kind of optimize his trip, make sure he had the, you know, best trip he could have.
We hooked him up with a lot of good little bits of information, where to go, how to get there, best times to go, a lot of links, a lot of locations.
The tidbits.
A lot of good stuff.
A lot of good stuff.
He's ready.
He's definitely ready. You need a consultation? I'm telling you, if you're moving here, if you want to come through, you want to optimize that trip, you know, hit all the best spots you know, for your type of trip, holla at us. We're here for you. What else do we do?
Oh, what spots not to hit?
What spots not to hit? You'd be amazed. A lot of brothers say, well, I want to know where not to go. So we got a list for that.
Indeed.
You know, I mean, you know, it's not like, you know, it's this place right here. You can enjoy yourself and you can relax. You don't have to like worry about, you know, waking up 3 days later and everything's gone.
Oh.
That's just not a thing here.
Mm-mm.
You know, if it's gone, it's because you happily gave it away and you may be a little mad about that, but you'll know next time. It's about the worst that's going to happen, you know? So, oh yeah, like I was saying, what else do we do?
We do translation.
We do.
Interpretation services.
Listen, you run into that language barrier, you know, you with your, you know, your significant other, and sometimes you want to tell her like how you just, you know, came through and, you know, let them know, but you just can't really find the words. Holla at us, you know, that's what we got that interpretation thing for, you know. Break that thing down. Let her really know what type of dude you are. You know, how you stomp with the big dogs. Or sometimes you want to, you know, just give us some information, you know, some detailed information.
You'd be surprised how many misinterpretations people have because of small language miscommunications.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes one person thinks one thing and the other person thinks another thing, and the translation didn't go through and the way they said it wasn't right. And then when they have someone clarify it, it's like, oh,
yeah.
So we've been able to help a lot of situations. We have been able to help. Yeah,
we are here for you. And what else do we do? You know what else we do?
What else do we do?
Relationship coaching. You see what I'm saying? You know, today's topic is about LDRs. You know, and the thing is, there's not many places you can go to get that support for your long distance relationship, you know, relationship challenges, some things you want to know. I mean, that's what we're here for. You know why we're here for that? Because we know how it is.
I think we've been in a long distance relationship for longer than anybody else.
Longer than most. We have walked this walk and now we talk this talk. We say it with our chest. Yes, indeedy. So today's topic, why LDRs, long distance relationships, don't work. We hear a lot of talk about that. We know everybody says, long distance relationships don't work. Okay, let's talk about why they don't work. Beautiful lady of mine, what is topic number one?
The number one reason that your long distance relationship didn't work is basically the same reason a local relationship didn't work.
Exactly. The same reason local relationships don't work. So why don't local relationships work?
Good question.
We could be here all night talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, both types of relationships, they both require the same things to be successful. For instance, both have physical intimacy, right? Now we know a local relationship has more physical intimacy. A long distance relationship requires more discipline and determination, which creates a stronger mental connection between you two for it to last. So just as the local relationship had more physical, the long distance relationship has more of a mental connection, right? And so another one is they both require communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do y'all think? Which type of relationship do you think has the most communication? A local relationship or a long distance relationship?
Well, I would definitely say a long distance relationship has more communication. That's kind of all you have, right? I mean, you can do some creative things, because we've done some creative things, and
yes, we have. Yes, we have.
But all of that comes with really good communication. And then you were saying about the emotional part. That communication builds a really, really strong bond.
It does.
So yeah, one relationship might have a little bit more of one thing, and the other relationship might have a little bit more of another thing. But you still need to do the same thing in both relationships to make it work.
It does. And just like even with the physical part, right? So people say, well, the physical part of the relationship is important. It is important. You know what I'm saying? But if you think about it, and how we were saying that the long distance relationship has more of a mental connection, there's only so many things that the physical connection, the physical intimacy part can get you through.
Okay.
Mental strength really gets you through everything.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. So these are things that you can think about, because a lot of times when you're thinking about the long distance relationship, it's more of a mental battle you have to win before it even starts. Sometimes you'll lose before it even starts because you'll hear so many things that people talk about, right? It's almost like you hear all the scary stuff from people who never even been in long distance relationships, right?
You already have like an idea of what the long distance relationship is going to be like before you get in the long distance relationship. Like, you've heard everything terrible and bad and horrible and what you don't like about it and what could go wrong, that before you get into a relationship, you're already like thinking
this ain't gonna work. Just like they said, you already get like, and here's the thing. How many people, actually been in a long distance relationship?
More now than before, actually.
No, I'm talking about back then. Like, even back then, like we talking about, this is the evolution, of, this new wave of ours.
Yeah.
But
now everybody has long distance online relationships. That's very normal.
Yeah. But if you think about it, I'm talking about the majority of the people that have something negative to say about it.
There's a lot of people that talk negative.
That never been in one, right? I'm just saying. How many people that been in a long distance relationship do you hear them talking negative about it?
Not very many.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard people that were in long distance relationships, it didn't work out, but they're not like scarred by it not working out. They're not like, oh, I hate long distance relationships. It just, for whatever reason, and that's how it is. This is, the internet has brought the whole world together. So,
indeed.
This old way of thinking. I did a video a while back, and I really want to do it again because that was kind of like when we first started doing videos, and touch on a few more things. It was about normalizing long distance relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, we do everything online. So hold on one second. Okay, we back again for a minute. But sound like it was raining outside for a second. It rained inside. Anyway, no, a lot of times you lose the battle to this long distance relationship before you even started with the mental part. You hear so much and everything. But here's another thing, about the long distance relationship. you can be missing each other, right? And that's a 0 on the local relationship side. You know, you don't miss each other. There's no, there's none of that. But the thing is, we're missing each other. Once you see each other again, it's explosive. You know what I'm saying? Explosive, huh? More ways than one. Explosions. You know what I'm saying? But you don't get that in local relationships. You never. There's a mix of excitement, joy, relief, appreciation, thank you, Jesus, and everything else under the sun, and above the sun once you see that person again. You know what I mean? And so, you end up reinvigorated, rejuvenated, reactivated, everything. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Reactivated. Okay.
Until it's time to leave again.
Oh. Number 2, you lose steam for the relationship. You get into that phase of the relationship where you're like, I can't do it anymore. That's it. Like, I can't take this long distance thing, anymore.
Correct. Better known as the death phase.
Oh.
You just give up. It's simple as that. You could give any reason, but when you're to that, I just can't do this anymore phase. That's why I said it's AKA the death phase, because you just give up. Maybe you're too lonely. That's a legitimate excuse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, not an excuse. That's a legitimate reason. You can be lonely sometimes in a long distance relationship, but here's the thing. The way you get around that is you should always be looking towards something or working towards something.
We did.
Yeah. When the relationship gets kind of just like dead, where it's just sitting there, that's when that can happen. You know what I mean? So in the long distance relationship, you're always either looking toward another visit, or you're looking toward a move.
We had goals. This is the plan, and this is where we're at in the plan. And we would always talk about where we were at in the plan and what was coming next and the dates and when and how. And so it was always like moving in the direction, and you can always see where we were going. You can always see what we were going to do. We were always looking forward to another vacation, another weekend, another, it was always like the next step, the next step, the next step. So, it helped us never get tired of things.
It did, and the thing is,
the death phase.
That's the death phase. Once you do that, it's just, I just can't do this anymore. You're like, well, what happened? I just can't do this anymore. I'm tired of this. You can't get in a place with your long distance relationship where you're just existing. Mm-hmm. You can do that. And I mean, in a local relationship, you can just exist with each other, at certain points. That's the upside to a local relationship sometimes. Sometimes that's the death of a local relationship existing together. You know what I mean? So, but there are different factors at play when you're in a long distance relationship if you let it just settle in. Mm-hmm. You have to always be working together on something, start a business together, do something. You know what I mean? Work on some things, work on things to build the relationship, because like I used to always say with ours, it's real time. The relationship has begun. You know what I mean? So act like it. Act like it's the beginning of the relationship. Act like it's a phase of the relationship, because during the long distance relationship, you're building a foundation.
Right.
And that's another thing. There's a foundation that's built that is stronger than a local relationships foundation, because you're more mentally tough. You know more about the person. You're
working together for a goal.
You are. So yeah, the local relationship, long distance relationship, it's the death knell when you just say you just can't do it anymore. You're giving up, you thrown in the towel. That's it. You know what I mean? So That's one of the reasons your long distance relationship won't work. And so you can't be a kind of person that lacks discipline or lacks determination. Because if you lack either one of those, it's a wrap. But guess what? It's a wrap in your regular relationship as well. It's hard to find things that go wrong in your long distance relationship that a local relationship doesn't require. It requires the same thing. It's just that, like I said, it's more of a mental challenge, more of a mental thing. Because if the person is for you and you're going to build that relationship, you're going to do what it takes to build it. And you're going to enjoy doing it. Mine did too. Beautiful lady of mine.
Oh. Sorry.
Where art thou?
Oh, sorry. Okay, number 3. You met someone else to have a failed relationship with.
You met someone else to start a failed relationship with. Now, why do we call it that? It's easy why we call it you met someone to start a failed relationship with, because when you're in that relationship, you shouldn't be meeting someone else.
Indeed.
You know why you met someone else? Because you were available to meet someone else. That one is pretty self-explanatory.
You're already checked out.
So, beautiful lady of mine, what's the next one?
You are expecting an above average outcome with below average input. Basically, you're expecting this great, grand relationship, and you're expecting the sun, the moon, and the stars, and you're not even putting any work into it.
Yeah, you're not putting in work to get to the sun and moon and the stars.
Yeah.
And we don't even have to talk about below average input, because really, it's going to take above average input. But the funny thing I noticed, guys will either go too fast a lot of times, or they'll go too slow. You have the guys going too fast where it's like, soon as she calling Poppy or me or more, you send them $5,000, for school books. You know what I'm saying? A little too fast, man. Slow down a little bit, bro. Then you have the guys that, you moving too slow where you're trying to start this long distance relationship, but you're only talking to her twice a week for 15 minutes. It's not really how that works. You may be able to, you talk less on the phone, you talk less on video chat and all that when you're in local relationships. But, when you're in the long distance relationship, you got to stay in contact. You got to talk. The communication is important. It's just like when we talked about the difference. A local relationship needs communication. Long distance relationship needs communication. But we always hear people talking about, the problem with the local relationships. We don't communicate enough. Well, a long distance relationship doing what it's supposed to do, you communicate a lot. I think we mentioned that earlier, about communicating a lot in a long distance relationship.
I wanted to say something. I remember that before we were married and we were in the long distance relationship, we would talk all day throughout the day. But we're married and we still talk all day throughout the day. Like that doesn't change. We still speak to each other all through the day while we're working or whatever, and that hasn't changed at all. Communication is still
we talk a lot.
The same rhythm.
We do talk a lot. It's just not on video chat. We sit up in here running our mouth, all evening, and we run our mouths. We talk. You know what I mean? But it's like
we laugh a
lot more than y'all see us laugh. You think we be, laughing on camera? Shoot,
it's ridiculous.
We can't even say the stuff that we say.
It's ridiculous
on video. Get kicked off of YouTube and stuff. You're saying all day, but that's what we do. But no, the thing is, your long distance relationship, it can't be on autopilot. You got to fly that thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to build it while you fly it. You know what I mean? And have your foot on the gas at all times. It should always be on the gas, because really you are working towards something. You may not know in the beginning, if you want to move out there with her or not. You know, I didn't know right off the top that I wanted to move out here, you know, but as the relationship evolves, then, you know, your priorities change. You start seeing things different, you know what I mean? Because you're with that person, you know, in the beginning, you don't have the foundation that you're going to have a year from that point, 2 years from that point, you know? So as it grows, you know, your priorities change and your direction kind of, I won't say your direction changes because you're going to be together, but, you know, it may adjust. It can adjust. So, you know, that's the thing. Without that communication and above average input, you got to go hard. You see what I'm saying? You got to go hard on this thing, you know what I'm saying, to make it work. You can't just sit there. Yeah, you can't just sit there like and just take it for granted and just sit there and like, oh yeah, well, you know, I gotta give her a call, you know, and all this. That's not how that works.
With everything great though, all the great athletes, all the great, you know, entrepreneurs, all the great people in history did an incredible effort.
They did
to achieve.
There's nothing has been successful with average input.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know. So yeah, take your relationship serious. You know, this is, you know, what you want. Okay. It's not even the norm for local relationships to work. Let's start there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So this long distance relationship, don't look at it like it's like, oh, well, they never work. Shit, long distance, local relationships don't work either. So you're trying to do something that's not the norm. You're trying to make something happen that's above average. You see what I'm saying? That's not the norm. To make it work, it's going to require you to step up and step it up and realize that, look, I'm trying to do something that's special out here, you know, because you're in a special club out here when your relationship works. You know, it's so many people downplaying these relationships now, you know, and that's what kind of makes us push harder on the relationships because, you know, we hear all the noise. You see what I'm saying? And so when you hear all that noise, it's like, hold up. How many of y'all in relationships? You know, and if you look at them closely, it's almost like you can see why the relationship didn't work a lot of times. What kind of people are you? You see what I'm saying? What kind of man are you? What kind of woman are you? You know what I mean? And so, you know, it takes two people to make this thing work, and it takes two people to make it work the right way. One person can't do it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the video I did on vetting, it's important. You know what I mean? But you can't sit up there and settle in with the right person that, you know, was hard to find. Even if you found her quick, it was hard to find. How many years are behind you? You know, from the day you met her. So, you know, or she met you. You understand? So this thing, you really got to step on the gas and you really got to stand up, you know, and be the example of what you're trying to do. Don't want something that you ain't going to be the example for it. You know, and there's a lot of that out there. You know, guys want something or chicks want something, but they don't want to stand up and be what it takes to make that happen. You know, so it takes an above average input to do this. You know, you got to be that strength. You got to be that determination again to make it work. You understand? So that was nice. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that.
That
so
was
beautiful
lovely.
lady of mine. Yeah. What's the next one? You know, we on a roll with this.
Can you do it?
Okay. So beautiful lady of mine. This is number 5 right here. So
you.
That
I can't concentrate when he does that.
What I'm
like,
trying to do around here. You know
how am I supposed to work like this?
So we're gonna get back to it.
Number 5. You let outside interference mess with your relationship.
Look.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. I'm talking about.
You'd be surprised how big.
Outside information has already messed up the long distance relationship that you haven't even started yet. That outside noise has already done it. You know, again, that's why we here. We didn't have nowhere to go look for encouragement in relationships. I mean, literally nowhere. Wasn't no YouTube channels. and family don't know. And I mean, like, really, where you gonna
They
get
didn't understand.
no, but where you gonna get successful long distance relationship from if you don't know anybody that's been in one? So that, like I said, that outside influence is one of the biggest monsters, where your long distance relationship is already over before you even meet her. So one of the biggest outside influences, and we haven't ever talked about this before, because this one we didn't really have this problem when we first got in our long distance relationship: social media.
Ooh.
All this noise, this YouTubia.
Social media is, oh man, it's
the gift and the curse.
It's teaching women how to not be okay with being women. It's teaching men to not be okay with being men. It's messing up how they're supposed to interact with each other. It's just a lot
All
of
kind of
noise
things.
and chaos, and I
Mhm.
don't understand half of it most of the time. But
Yeah, but it's
social media is confusing.
It is the bad.
So many people.
Yeah, the bad is the loudest.
Indeed.
And so
Indeed.
all you gotta do is talk crazy about something, and your numbers will be larger. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, we didn't have this problem. We had our problem with outside noise, but it wasn't like this. This starting along. That's why I said that this problem right here will mess up your long distance relationship before you even meet the chica that you're gonna have a long distance relationship with.
Right.
Because it's so loud. They're telling you, and then you look like these people talking are not even in relationships. These people talking all this negative talk have never even been in a successful relationship.
That happens with a lot of gurus, people that give wisdom or advice, or when you look at their lives, their real lives, they never went through what they're talking about. They never experienced it or seen it. They just, I don't know, read a couple of books or heard someone else like, do what I say, but don't do what I do.
Exactly.
And that happens a lot.
And they're good at talking.
Yeah.
They're attractive on screen.
Yeah.
And so, they're like cult leaders. And when I say that, I mean because they're able to get your attention and tell you things that aren't true. And they make it sound like it's true. You understand? So, again, this is why we're here. And this is why we talk about relationships more than anything. And this is why, we're revisiting the long distance relationship thing, because long distance relationships aren't going anywhere now. It's actually going to be more. There are more long distance relationships now than it used to be. It's going to become more normal. So we're here to represent for that. And, this noise that everybody got it all figured out and never been in one. And so I also want to connect this. Did you have something else you want to say about that right quick?
Well, I was just you were talking about long distance relationships and how people have more long distance relationships now. And it reminded me of something that I heard a coworker say the other day. We were in a like a Zoom video meeting, and we're waiting for the meeting to start, and everyone is just kind of talking to each other, and we're all real friendly with each other. And one of the guys says that he's about to, go on. He's taking his vacation in a couple of days, and he's saying, he's taking his vacation in a couple of days because he's going to Chile to see his girlfriend. They've been in a long distance relationship for a while, and everyone is just talking about it, and they started chiming in on their relationships. And I thought to myself, man, I would never tell anyone that I was in a long distance relationship before, because I would be afraid of what people would say.
The faces they give you,
now it's so common and so normal and so welcomed that and it's even so interesting that people are like, well, how did you meet? I'd like to meet someone from that part of the world.
And it's mostly the younger crowd. The old way of thinking, we dinosaurs.
Yeah. So it's interesting now how more and more people are in LDRs, long distance relationships. Yeah. And I'm kind of happy and proud of them being able to talk about it.
I am too. What's funny about long distance relationships? long distance relationships are coming in the same way that online dating came in. Remember how long it took people to be comfortable with online dating? What? I'm not gonna get online. And it's hard, it's kind of hard to remember now, but if you think back, there's literally people who just started online dating maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but online dating been around for years. And now it's finally like normal to look for dates online.
Right.
But there was a time where people would look at you funny when you say you online dating. I mean, it's people that would look funny at us. We met online. Went and found this phone. Right. Yeah. Ooh. Here we are. Here we are. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, they're just people who, didn't believe. But the thing is, it's coming in, like it or not, the long distance relationships are coming in. The younger crowd is a little more comfortable with it.
They were talking about it so easy and just free, and everyone was like, wow, so exciting. Where did you meet? I would love to meet people and make friends on that part of the world. Look. So everyone kind of wants to, travel and meet new people and do different things. And I'm so proud of this generation. It's awesome to see that.
Yep.
People really like looking for love wherever. That's cool.
It is.
That's cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
So, even though we said that this is about why your long distance relationship doesn't work, there's always a positive side to it. It's not a dead end. This wasn't a dead end video. Your long distance relationship can work, but we're talking about why it wouldn't work. But I have one more tidbit I want to add, and this is in relation to, it's connected to long distance relationships, but it's also connected to the video I just did about vetting for relationships.
You said it, it just made me think of, his name is Sebastian. And everybody was talking about it, like it was so cool, and I was like, my husband and I chimed in, my husband and I met long distance, and they were like, oh, awesome, and just kept talking like nothing,
that old relationship.
I tried to like be cool and talk into the conversation or whatever, be like, my husband and I met long distance, and they were like, oh, that's nice, so when are you going to Chile? Kids.
The whippersnappers.
You just got here.
Yeah. The little long distance, the little shit.
But it's good. So this is what I wanted to talk about. And this is something that I didn't bring up in that video. And I hadn't even thought about it till maybe a couple of days ago when I was talking about vetting. Because, this long distance relationship you're in is going to be someone that you vetted to even be in the space of long distance relationship. Something I left out. It's very simple, but I don't know why I didn't think about it. But when you meet a young lady, don't start vetting her for a relationship 1 week after you met her. You know what I'm saying? You're going to like her a lot. You're going to be feeling her a lot, but don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to crash and burn. You ain't even out of that old phase yet. You see what I'm saying? You're not out of that. You like, oh.
My husband still old phases me.
I still be in that old phase. Every now and then that old phase run up on me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Yes, I get old phased frequently.
So the old phase gonna always come back. But it's like, it's like sipping, you got to come off that first high first. Yeah. You had to drink that for that first time. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta come down off of that before you can start thinking about sipping that again. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, 'cause now you can handle it. Like, man, look at that, again. But no, seriously. Don't start vetting for a relationship the first week you meet her. Chill. Enjoy her. Get to know her. You understand? Maybe it's hard to tell people move at different speeds. You understand? But don't be telling yourself you all in love and this the one after the first week or after the second week or after the third week. You got time. You know what I'm saying? Tell yourself, man, I'm drunk. You know what I'm saying? I'm just drunk. I'm tripping. But enjoy it. You understand? But don't sit up there and say, man, I got to start vetting her now, because if you start looking for these things I was talking about right when you meet her, it's not going to come out right. It's too early. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know if you both like each other like that yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really hadn't thought about that when I was talking about it.
That's a good point.
But give it some time. And I think I did. I think I may have mentioned getting past the old phase.
You said
I meant to take it slow, but I don't know if I don't know if I said go slow and then start vetting her. Some people might think I need to start vetting her right away for a relationship. Nah, man. Chill and freestyle that thing first.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, freestyle for a while and just see how you vibe, see how it works out. You know what I mean? Go at least a month.
Freestyle?
Yeah, just do what you do. But also, if you ain't went to see her yet, don't start vetting yet. You understand? You don't even know who you vetting. That's funny. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Really. But really, I'm telling you that that old face strong. You know what I'm saying? You be like, oh, I think, man, you done changed the music you listening to R&B now instead of hip hop. But nah, give it some time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, give it some time. You gotta, you can't start vetting if you haven't seen her yet. And I didn't mention that. You know, I'm laughing and I'm smiling, but you know, I know how it feels, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not laughing at anyone or anything like that. But it's important. You know what I'm saying? You got to take your time, and taking your time. I didn't talk about when the vetting should start. And I never thought about it till a couple of days ago. And I said, oh, let me make sure I mention it now. You know, chill with her, go see her, chill with her when you see her, come back. Keep talking to her, see how it goes, go see her again, maybe, man. And then after that, you kind of like, you know, kind of start heading in that direction. You kind of start, you know, peeping at her, you know. But, you know, take it slow, because you don't know how strong, you don't know how strong that phase is, man. That phase, how you know, you already, you know, meeting, trying to. Baby, at the altar. You know, but nah, serious though, because I'm telling you, they be fine, boy. Why you like, oh yeah, I ain't even gotta look no longer. I'm tired. I'm tired of looking. I've been looking for 25 years. I'm tired of looking. I've been looking for 30, and I'm tired now. I'm cool. I found just take your time. You know what I'm saying? Take your time. It ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's going somewhere, they ain't the one for you anyway. You understand?
That's a good point.
Yeah, give it some time.
That's a good point.
But don't start vetting fast. Don't start like investigating her all that fast. You know, you keep the eye open the regular way and just start seeing how she is. Start seeing how y'all are together. You know, and to see how you are together, it take you a couple of trips. You know what I'm saying? So
all good things take time and investment.
Yeah.
You know, if it was easy, everyone would have it and do it.
They would. You know. So,
there's no shortcut.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, there's no guru or YouTube person that's gonna be like, do these 3 things and you'll have the perfect
the fast
relationship in 2 weeks. You know, that doesn't work.
There's no fast lane. It doesn't happen like that.
No.
So, you know, I just wanted to put that out there because I know that was something important that I really didn't, you know, put any emphasis on, and I know I needed to. So, like we always say, like and subscribe. We ain't said that in a long time, huh?
I like saying like and subscribe.
Love, purpose, and passports. Peace. Dang it. Trip.